I don't know if we got a choir or a quartet. Looks like a quartet. All right, let's have all the choir members come on up. I, I guess you're already up here, Brother Tom. Okay. Well, yeah, I know. All right, let's all stand tonight. Get you a songbook. Turn to page number 281. Page 281. Pouring in. Pouring in. 281. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Amen. There's a call comes ringing o'er the restless waves. Send the light, send the light. There are souls to rescue, there are souls to save. Send the light, send the light, send the light. The blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. We have heard the Macedonia call today. Send the light, send the light, and a golden offering at the cross we lay. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Let us pray that grace may everywhere abound. Send the light, send the light, and a Christ-like spirit everywhere be found. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Let me not grow weary in the work of love. Send the light, send the light. Let us gather jewels for a crown above. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Amen. Praise the Lord. Brother Darrell Cook, would you pray for us tonight? Amen. All right, you may be seated.
Well, good evening. Somebody lost a bracelet downstairs. And if nobody claims it, some of you men haven't got your Valentine's gift yet, see me after church. We'll work out a deal. Anyways, it'll be up here after church. It is good to see everyone out tonight. A few things to read to you tonight, see how smart you are. What goes up and down but does not move? Stairs. Strike one. What did one toilet say to the other? You look a bit flushed. Why did the pitcher go to jail? It was framed. What did one wall say to the other? I'll meet you at the corner. What did the paper say to the pencil? Right on. I'll bring back some of y'all hippie days right there. Oh, me. What did Cinderella say when her photos did not show up? It's for all you Disney fans. Someday my prince will come. Boo. Why was the broom late? It overswept. Are y'all asleep? Why was the belt arrested? Because he held up some pants. That's bad, ain't it? Did you hear about the robbery last night? 2 clothespins held up a pair of pants. Okay, y'all are. I like this is the last one. How do you cure a headache? Put your head through a window and the pain will disappear. P-A-N-E. Y'all feel smarter now? The kids even like them today. That was on their level. All right, several things to need to pray about tonight. Miss Doris came in a while ago, and her daughter called her and taking her husband to the hospital. Tim Smith is his name, so she wanted to pray for him. And so they turned around and had to leave. And then Brother Frank called me on the way to church, and he's not doing well at all. He needs our prayers. I wanted us to have special prayer for him. He's got an infection again and really wants us to pray for him. Mondale called me today. Him and Betty's pretty bad off and need our prayers. And then my wife, she's home coughing. There's another joke there, but I'm going to let that go. That just went. Anyways, let's continue to pray for Brother Tom and Miss Delp and Miss Vivian, Miss Patrick and Brother Jim. Go see Brother Jim here tonight. Miss Eaton, Diane Scritchfield, Kyle Scritchfield, and Anthony. Seth got sick today at school, and then Lena started throwing up, so they're all sick. So pray for them. Chuck Dodsworth, Marvin Bledsoe, Bobby Ring, Elaine Murray, Kathy Tate, Robert and Angie Johnson. Good to see Robert here. Continue to pray for Miss Angie. And Debbie, let's remember Debbie. Beverly Van Fleet, Henry Van Fleet, Vicky Van Daff, Jim Wessel, Wendy Chrisman, Tammy Collier. Let's see if I can read all these. Barbara Evans, that's Miss Norma's mom. She's got the flu too. She needs our prayers. She told us today. Shirley Jones, Glenn, pray for Brother Glenn and his family. Barry Marshall, remember him, Sean's family. Austin Wolf had his surgery Monday, and he's doing good. But pray for him that he'll heal up good and things like that. Brother York, Miss Fletcher had 2 specials. Pray for Brother Ken and Miss Sue Young, Albert Lopez, Bobby Hudson, Murray Jane Hawks, she needs our prayers. Leon Hutchins, Karen Eaton had 2 specials, and Bill Moore. Any other requests somebody would like to mention? Miss Karen. Who? Zane does? Okay. And Miss Angie. Miss Brenda? Pray for him. Miss Dawn? Yeah, pray for Steve and Brad. Miss Van Fleet? Brother Mike?
Debbie's going for an MRI this coming Tuesday.
Okay.
They're scheduling Chastity. She's got to have a sleep deprived EEG. They ain't scheduled that yet, but
That's fine.
yeah, 24 hours no sleep.
Yeah.
Then she's also getting an MRI after that. And she will.
Yeah, Cody had to do that one time when he was little. We went to Brindle's truck stop and we done all kinds of junk. Stayed up all night. Whew. He didn't bother him none. Because he was a kid, he didn't care. But it bothered me. I was an old man. Yeah. Hard on us old people staying up that late. Brother.
My brother Otis had a heart attack over the weekend and he's supposed to go on today. I don't know what's up.
Praise for us. All right. Brother Oldby.
Pastor David Covinger down in Charlie Andrews Church down in Birmingham, his wife Rachel was going to have surgery tomorrow. He told me today and asked us to remember her in prayer.
All right.
Remember the Spake family? His mom died in a car accident.
Yeah, I seen that. Pray for them. Tough thing. Miss Fletcher. Pray for that. All right. All right. Let's have our ushers come tonight. We'll go ahead and take our offering. And then we're going to have the O&B girls going to play for us after the offering tonight. Always a treat. Amen. Anthony Flynn, how about praying for these requests?
Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come back to your house, Lord, just one more time. We thank you for everything you've done for us, your grace and mercy. We pray tonight especially for these sick and shut-ins, Lord. You know all these special needs, Lord. Pray for the ones facing surgery, the ones recovering from surgery. Just be with them, Lord. Be with this offering, Lord. Let it be exactly what you have it to be. Be with the service tonight. Lead, God, and direct. We thank you for everything you've done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Don't want it in the way so they can see you. Very good. All right. Miss Cheryl, you want to sing tonight? You bring Aria with you, she can help with that.
A lot of blessing grandbabies on.
Yeah, I know. If you knew how fun it was, we had them first, right?
That's exactly right. You want one too? Can you sing Jesus Loves Me? Okay, sing Jesus Loves Me. Ready? Go ahead. You need music? Okay. She needs music for Jesus Loves Me. Okay. Jesus loves me, this I know. Ooh, the books, go ahead. Tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Good job. Good job. And I'm going to sing about the love of God, and I'm so thankful for the love of God. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. And I'm so thankful that May 10th, 1984, as a 16-year-old girl, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior. Eastside Baptist Church. It never gets old to me. I know y'all heard it a million times. My kids quote it back to me when I start, but it never gets old to me. I'm so thankful that I got saved that day. He changed my entire life. And if you're here tonight and you've never had a life-changing experience like that, you need to get saved, because it was so wonderful. The peace of God come in my heart, and I've never been the same. The love of God is greater far than tongue or pen can ever tell. It goes beyond the highest star and reaches to the lowest hell. The guilty pair bowed down with care. God gave his Son to win. His erring child he reconciled and pardoned from his sin. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong. It shall forevermore endure, the saints and angels' song. Could we with ink the ocean fill, and were the skies of parchment made, were every stalk on earth a quill, and every man a scribe by trade, to write the love of God above, would drain the ocean dry, nor could the scroll contain the whole, though stretched from sky to sky. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong. It shall forevermore endure, the saints and angels' song.
Well, tonight we're going to have a guest speaker, and a lot of y'all probably heard him before. Brother Rodney's going to come teach tonight. I appreciate Brother Rodney. He's been teaching Bible college for, Lord, I don't know how many years. When I got out of school, I think he was teaching. So he started when he was about 15 years old, teaching college. We've had some good times over there. I appreciate Rodney and all he does and for the church and the junior church. And I hope he don't get too deep for us. He's used to them kids up there. Maybe he won't go over our heads.
Thank you.
Just stick that on him somewhere.
I'll need one of these on, Wes. You want this one? Next one. Okay, I'm used to either teaching kids that know nothing or college students that are kind of taking a class, you know, they're wanting something, taking notes, you know, really interested. You all are kind of like the mixed multitude. You got a lot of different needs and a lot of different ambitions or lack of ambitions, and half of you's retired, the other half's tired, you've been at work, you know, so you're not wanting to take notes, right? Okay, so we're going to do like the kids today. We're going to do more like that. And David, when he left and come down here to preach on Sunday mornings, I tried doing Sunday school and junior church. And that kind of got really be hard. Really couldn't do it either good at either one. So I kind of left the mixed multitude part, you know, Darrell and William and all those types, you know, behind. So I've either got kind of up here or down here. So I'm not used to doing here in the middle. You all are really tough. Y'all are hard to teach anything to sometimes. You've heard so much truth and lies and exaggerations, you know, what can I say, right? So it's really hard. I do need a few kids tonight. Joy and Abigail, you want to come up and help me? You will win something. How about that? Come up. Come on up. I'll make it worth your while. I got all kind of candy back here. We're going to put some money out here. We'll put $20 out here. So you get a chance to win that. Is that good? Okay. Y'all win everything once in a while at junior church, right? So who won the $5 this week? You did. You got $5 and what? Candy. Box of candy and $5. Okay. Okay. Tonight, we're not going to have I'm not really going to teach a lesson. I'm doing some observations. You know, like I said, what can I teach you all? Not much of anything, you know, like you've heard everything. So a lot of times I like to just do observations. I do that with the kids a lot of times, kind of like, here's something in the Bible. Why is it like that? You know, or why did God do this like this? You know, and, you know, if I'd have been God, I'd done a whole lot of things different, you know, wouldn't you? I mean, I'd lay things right out. Here's the way it is, take it or leave it. There wouldn't have been all this guess and different denominations and wondering about this and wondering about that and, you know, let's build a wall or not build a wall or, you know, whatever it is. I'd have just laid it all out. But he didn't do that. And, you know, and a lot of it has to do with your makeup, the way he's made you, and the way the Bible's made and the way Bible stories and stuff are made. So the first thing we're going to do an exercise we did up in junior church, and we're going to do the difference in numbers and alphabets. Numbers and alphabets. Now, I don't think you haven't been coming up there, but I don't think you girls was up there when we did this before. How good are you at math? Any of you really good at math? Huh? Are you a master at math? Or what about English? Are you a master at English? Yeah. Are you? Okay. It's good. Maybe. How far can you count? Okay. How? You can count to 10. And Osby said he could take his shoes off and do 20. Okay, that's good. So is it harder to do the alphabet or count? Now you got to remember, for the alphabet you only got 26. It's infinite on numbers. So which one's easier, you think? Alphabet's easier? Okay, well let's look at that tonight. We're going to look at that a little bit. Can you count from 26 up to 26? Oh, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Okay, that's good. Can you count from 26 to 1? Do it.
26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You did that about as fast as he did going up. So that was really good. Okay, now, can you do the alphabet? I'll let you do the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W, X, Y, and Z.
Right. Now you do it backwards. You come down here at the bottom of the steps. I'm going to help you. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 4 times as much time to say it backwards as you said it frontwards. I want to help you here in just a minute. I got something to help you. Okay? Now when I say go, you go, but now just breathe deeply and think alphabet. Think letters in your mind. Caps or smalls, it don't matter, okay? Just think about them, okay? Are you good? Are you in a good place? Okay. Okay, give me the alphabet, A through Z, go.
Z,
No. Go frontwards first. I got to get your time down here.
A, B, C,
No, wait a minute. Start over. Breathe. No, don't start yet. Go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, W, X, Y.
Okay, that's okay. You're in front of all these people. Just breathe real slow. Now, wait a minute. Start over.
A,
Go.
B, C, D, E, F, G, W, X, no.
Okay, you come up here and relax a minute. Okay, come on down here. It's okay. Hey, he's in front of a whole bunch of people. It's nerve-wracking up here. That's why I got them facing this way. Okay, you relax, breathe. I'll give you 10 seconds here. Just relax. And then we'll get your time down. Okay, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Okay, 5 seconds. She should have strung that out and stuttered a whole lot and made about 15, 20 seconds and give herself more shape. Okay, so I got to give you 20 seconds to go backwards, right? Okay, and just relax. Relax. And you start at Z and you go to A. Okay, relax. Okay, go.
Z, Y, X, W. I don't know.
Okay, here. Let me help you. They're all up here, okay? You see them? They're on there, honest they are. There's 26 of them. Osby can do it. I can get Osby up here in a minute. Okay, 1 minute. No, stand right there. You want to try it again? You don't want to try it? Okay. Okay, you go ahead. This is hard. No, 1 minute. Just relax. Just relax. Relax. We're going to get your time down. Don't go too fast. Give yourself some time to go backwards, okay? Go. There you go. That's 10 seconds. Now, that means you got 40 seconds to do it backwards. Do you need the hips? Or does this help more? Is that better? I'll put it up here just in case you forget one, okay? Now you just relax. Just relax. Think alphabet. Okay? You're going to do it in caps or small letters. Okay. Say it back. Got to say it backwards. Hang on. Just relax. Relax. Breathe. Breathe. Okay, go. No, not that kind of back. Hey, she's catching on. I'll give you an extra box of candy for that. That was good. I didn't specify. Is that what you was going to do, Osby? That was it? Yeah. You want to try it again? You don't want to try it again? Okay. Get you a box of candy. Get whatever you want out of there. Whatever you want out of there. Just dump it out there. Look through it. get 2. You get 2. Yeah, you done it. You got 2. Get 2 boxes. Get you a box. Get you a box. Get you whatever you want. You want to spell it?
Yes.
You want to try it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, come in here.
No, I want to spell it.
Oh, here. No, you can't steal all of it. You can have whatever you want out of it. Get you another one. Okay. There's $2 bill. That's real money. Kids look at me and I give this to them and say, that's real money. $2. Here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you seen how hard that was, right? That's very, very hard. But they're all up here. All the letters are up here. So, you use numbers most of the time, or do you use letters most of the time? You use letters. You use letters probably 99% of the time. You use numbers a little bit when you look at your watch and you look at signs, speedometers, and things like that. Some of you deal with money. Some of you work at banks, different things. But for the most part, you're using letters. And you're not a master of it at all. Most of you are not the master of the English language, much less the alphabet. And that's the most primary thing. This would be kind of like having a mechanic that he could work on his car and fix things, but he was terrible at using his tools. You know? Eventually he could get it fixed, but he was just clumsy. He didn't know which wrench to use. He didn't know what number or what metric wrench number to use and things like that. That'd be similar to this. Now, you know, using tools and things, you get pretty good with tools, but you might not be able to fix a car. But that's what it would be like. You can make sentences, you can read things, you can write things. But when it comes down to the very elemental things of the 26 characters, you're terrible at it. You can say it frontwards, but you can't say it backwards. The kids, they could count frontwards and backwards, right? Had a bit of trouble. I'm sure they could have went from 100 down. And if we wouldn't stay long enough, we probably could have went to 1,000 down. But why can't you do letters? The primary thing you use, and you've used all your life. What's the problem? What's the problem with that? So that's just an observation on that. The Bible says, whom shall we teach knowledge? Whom shall we make understand doctrine? Then are weaned for the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So what does it take to read the Bible or master the Bible? First, you dissect it, you take it apart, and then you put it back together the way you think it should go in order to make sense for you. And it's all in the past, so how did all this stuff really come about? It's all been written in the past. We don't know the circumstances, the history, kind of the culture and things like that. We take it from a culture of here of a southern part of America and trying to figure out what those Jews and Arabs and everyone else did. And you know we're wrong. You got to be there to live it. You know, we can look back at things with, I remember President Kennedy getting killed and President Johnson and Nixon and all those, and some of you all in here do too. Hey, young people read about this stuff in there. It means nothing to them, but we were there. I remember the day President Kennedy got killed. Come in from school and seen that. How many of y'all remember that? A whole bunch of you. His emotions and different things like that, whether if he was Democrat or Republican, still it was a president getting killed. So it's a different culture and things back then. So why did God fix you a book this big that you have to dissect and then try to piece back together to make sense out of it? Now, it's no different than what I give those kids right there. Did they struggle with it? Yeah. It was an impossible task. That's the same thing God has put you in a situation with this book. He's give you an impossible task to master this book. No one's ever mastered it. I mean, we know Ruttman was really good and everything. He didn't master it. Clarence Larkin didn't master it. Schofield didn't master it. So why? Why? I don't know. I wouldn't have written it like that, would you? I'd have read it in order, and here it is, and here's what's going to happen. Test me out. But God didn't do that. It's like this. It's all took apart, put up here and you got to organize it and try to remember it You know, teaching and preaching and things like that comes up all the time, and you have to do those, and you'll put information in and take it out and everything. But God does that so you can't master it, and he puts it out there so you have to be hungry, you have to have an open mind, and you have to depend on him to help you. Once you start making assumptions and doing things and bending the Bible to your will, you can do that. I can take these letters and make any kind of words I want to with them, in any kind of order I want. But does that mean they're right? No. They're just in any kind of way. So it's your attitude, it's your heart attitude, and your desires that you make you change. But I always thought that was odd. The very thing that God used to communicate to us, to save our souls, to make you prosperous, to live, give you comfort and everything else, you cannot master it whatsoever. You're a total failure at it. It really is. How many of you in here think you could write a book that somebody would buy? Many of you? Yeah, a joke book. We could do that. We're just not that fluent in speaking and writing and reading and doing things like this. It's just one of those peculiar things. That's an observation. That's kind of like what I was talking about with the kids there. That's an observation. So I'll give you another observation here. We're going to talk about signs. Signs. Like I said, now this is real simple stuff. This is stuff for kids. Now, in the Bible, in the book of Judges, 2 times, it says, in those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. And that's in 17. And 21, it says, in those days there was no king of Israel, every man did that which was right in his own eyes. Now that's implying if there's no king, then that's what everybody will do. Now you got to think about this for a minute. From the kids up, they had parents, right? They had parents, grandparents. You had local rulers. You had tribal type chieftains and things like that. You had 12 tribes, right? You had priests. So you had a lot of people in between the king and people. So, but what were the people doing? Whatever they wanted to do. It was whatever the top dog done that it filtered on down. So they basically weren't listening to anybody. Once that authority was destroyed at the very top, it was destroyed all the way down. That's what you had, okay? So that's kind of like, that's what we're starting our basis on here and things. Signs, just things that you normally see out here. So let's change gears here just a second. What are most of the signs you see out in the world? What are they pertaining to? Yeah, making money, right? Does that offend anybody? Well, I know. I like yard sales, don't you? My wife can get rid of some junk. She used to sell stuff at junkyard, yard sales and stuff like that. Once in a while, I'll stop and get something. When I'm hardly ever, but once in a while, my boy really likes them. He brings all kind of junk home, and then I have to kind of dispose of along a little at a time. So, but he has those yard sales. Now, I do like these garage sales. Osby lets me come up to his place every once in a while. He has a wood full of garage sales up there, so I'll go up there and get car parts. I like those. These are big and bright, though, right? Really get your attention. Anything offensive about these? Nothing, right? And this is just a general one. Same as the other, right? What do you want it to do? I want it to grab you, right? It's bright. Bright orange on black. Commerce. And if you don't have a lot of money, you rent it, right? Hopefully to own someday. But that's 90% of what you got is these type things. So signs and businesses up and down the road and everything, those are mainly what you had. That's kind of what makes the world go round, is money makes the world go round, and that's what it is. And it's signs. All commercials on TVs are just kind of a long-running motion signs. That's mainly what it is. I made up some signs here. I kind of looked on some liberal sites and some different things of kind of what, politically correct, things that kind of wouldn't offend anybody. I didn't want to look at conservative sites because they offend everybody, right? So I looked at some where people kind of considerate of other people's feelings, and look and see what are some of the ones they have up there. Here's one, good vibes only. You know, now that was kind of my generation. I was born in the 50s and grew up through the 60s, and that was kind of the way they talked, good vibes only. Now, does that offend anybody? No, right? It's the kind of place you want to be. If you want to feel good. Feel good. And if you don't feel good, don't come around me. You know, just this is the kind of place where you want to enjoy yourself, right? Okay. And this was one I seen a whole lot on there. Feel good. Who doesn't want to feel good? Don't you want to feel good, Tom? Yeah. Do you ever? Once in a while, okay. If you wake up and you're feeling good and no pain, you're dead, right? Yeah, okay. So that's another one. That doesn't offend anybody. Do anybody feel threatened by that? No. Why would you feel threatened? Just feel good. Like I told those little girls, breathe. You know, it's okay. I like this one. An hour later, which one would you check? It's always good to do it later, right? Tomorrow's always a perfect day to do anything. Tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. That's what my kids always tell me. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do my homework tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and what happens? You don't have your homework, things don't work out. But you know, if you're ambitious, you could do that. But just do it later. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You got plenty of time. That's not offensive, right? It's not offensive. Here's one seen quite of. Do it. If you want to, just do it. Right? Who doesn't want to just do it? What is it? I don't know. Just whatever you want to do. Just do it. Would that offend you if someone says, hey, just do it? Right? That's nothing. There's nothing offensive about it. And then you always got the good one that everybody likes. How could you get mad at that, right? Everybody likes a good smiley face. Walmart's full of them, right? Okay. Now, you know, you're kind of looking at those things, and that's what you see going up and down the road. It's kind of like the world's just an open place to do kind of what you want to do and everything. But things are not always that way. Now, there are signs that offend you, and I got one over here that offends everybody. I guarantee you'll be offended by it. You know, just going up and down the road, there's a lot of signs that don't offend that are official government type signs. You know, speed limit, say speed limit 65. Well, don't particularly like that, but I can drive anywhere from 1 to 65, and I'm okay. I got a wide range right there, right? You know, I got those people that drive 45 in the fast lane. Nobody ever says anything about it. They just drive there. Is that right? Yield. Yield sign's okay. You can stop or not stop. It's kind of like a roundabout. If you can gas it and take off before the other person gets there, it's okay. If you get there without them clipping your fender, you've done okay. Just got to get in front of them. That little Geo I drive, you see that little purple Geo I got, it gets no respect in that roundabout. You know, you're at their mercy. They just pull out in front of you like, God, what are you going to do? You weigh 1,600 pounds, you got 3 cylinders. Are you going to hurt me? Yeah. So I have to be careful on the roundabout. Railroad crossing. So used to be you had to kind of watch, you know, what was it? Stop, look and listen. Sure, with the truck, you always had to stop, look and listen. School buses, stop, open the door, you know, those type of things. Nowadays, they got the automatic thing. So if you got a railroad track, it's more or less slow down long enough that I don't go airborne over it. You know, that's barely all you're trying to do. But you got all kind of signs out there that can, but there's one certain sign that is not like that. And it's offensive to me. It's always offensive. This one. This one is offensive. Do y'all enjoy this one? Especially when you're in a hurry. Because this has only got one way to go. What is it? Stop. It's not slow down, kind of crawl, look around, go on. It's only got one element to it. Stop dead, and that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this sign. It's right in your face. It's offensive to me when I drive. Every time I look at that, I think, did I really stop good? Anybody see it? You know, and, you know, people get traffic tickets for not stopping. You see cops at odd places, especially around town and stuff. You'll see them with those. Red lights, same way. You know, a good morning is when you make all the green lights, right? When's a bad morning? Get that, Osby. Well, tell them you're busy. Okay. What's a bad morning going to work? Yeah, hit every red light. You're in a bad mood when you get, it's like getting up late because your alarm clock didn't go off, hitting every red light. It's an offense to you because it makes you stop. Now you've got 30 minutes of awkward silence that you have to sit there and think about things other than the crazy people you're having to drive against, you know, or if they can just get one step ahead of you before they cut off, you know. You've kind of stopped there just for a minute and you've kind of got out of that rhythm. But that's the way it is. So why do we have things like that? Why do we have signs? Why do we have things like that? I kind of relate that back with the kids and everything to 1 Peter 2. It says, wherefore, also as contained in the Scriptures, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. Unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them be disobedient. The stone which a builder disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. Now this is the main part to this. And a stone of stumbling, a rock of offense, even to them that stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto they were also appointed. So, what was Jesus' purpose here according to that verse? Jesus' purpose according to that verse was this right here. He's to get you to slow down, to stop, and examine yourself. Slow down, stop, and examine yourself. Does anybody like doing that? Nobody likes doing that. That's why Jesus is so offensive to people. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why he's offensive to people. And you can just watch the news and shows and everything else around you and get on the internet and see how things are. I mean, 95% of the world despise Jesus Christ. It's the truth of it. Probably higher than that. I'm kind of giving the 5% benefit of the doubt. You know, the NASCAR Southern groups, you know, a large percent of it. And people's kind of religious and different things, but they got a little bit of respect for it. But to be alone and to kind of examine yourself, to stop. God forces you to do that every once in a while. You let you get sick. It's flu season, big flu season right now. We got David's talking about all the different people sick and things like that. I'm sure the schools, they're disease factories, and you know they're once you have a kid and he goes to school, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the ones of you that's had them, you know what it is. The ones of you got the kids grown, you're not sick near as much as you are you? So there's a lot of things. Not having money, that stops you. Having trouble and just, you know, lose your job. There's a lot of different things that cause you to stop and reevaluate your life. And a lot of times that comes up. What about your soul? What about Jesus? What will you do with Jesus? And according to this, he's a stone of stumbling. So that means he's high enough to where it's hard to go over without stumbling, or you got to go around, or you have to at least slow down and observe it and make a change. So that's the whole reason for his existence. Why did he come when he did? Why did he come in the condition he's in? Why does his followers aggravate people and do the things they do? Why is there churches around here? It's kind of like Larry is teaching, you know, about the churches and things here Sunday night, wasn't it? You know, per population, how many is right here around this area? So many churches. Me and Tina usually kind of looks whenever we go some places. I know there was one place in West Virginia coming back, just kind of pulled off on the side of the road. There was a church on every corner. Is a church. Just kind of a 2-lane street there in town. Thought, man, this would be like being back at home. It's church everywhere. You know, look how many splits they had. You know, so but that's why Jesus come, to make you stop and slow down. Whether you do anything with them or not, that's the purpose of it. It's offensive, just like this is. It's not this. It's not one of these. It's one of these. So, like I said, these are just observations. These are not kind of real lessons, but it's kind of like what we do with the kids to get them to understand things, get them to, you know, kind of think about why things are made like they are and why I'm like I am and why did God make me bad with alphabet? Why does he make me bad with books and give me a book like this that I have to dissect and put back together to understand? You know, why does he put me in situations, bad situations a lot of times where I'm kind of forced to listen to myself, or that inward voice, and is this really the right path I'm on? Am I really doing the right thing, or is everything okay? It's one of those things. And you know, going through your lives, you go through those peaks and valleys, and those valleys is where you run into some of this stuff. Okay, so you kind of wonder, what do they do with the kids up there? This is what we do with the kids. This is how we teach them different things. Everything's not like this, but we do occasionally do these kind of things just to make it interesting for them. That's it. Yeah. I'll leave a box of candy up here.
That's good, wasn't it? You know, I've heard several people tell me that God had to put them on the hospital and put them flat on their back. And that's the only way that God got their attention. And sometimes God does that, don't he? Boy, I want to be a fast learner. I don't want to be where one of them has to be put on my back to listen to the Lord. I want to try to listen closely soon. And the sooner the better. It's kind of like when when you're a kid, you're just going to get a whooping. You know, the best thing to do is apologize, try to get things right, start with. Denying it makes it worse. And if you got kids, you know, if your kid lies to you about something and denies what you did, denies what they done, you know they done it, it makes you want to beat them worse, don't it? Whoop them, beat them, whatever. But appreciate that. I want to be, the people in the Bible that God blessed the most were people who were willing to admit when they were wrong. That's the difference between David and Saul. Saul always said, "No, it ain't me. It's all them other people. They did it." But it was Saul. But and when Nathan stuck his finger in David's face and said, "Thou art the man," David started getting right then. And that's the way to do. Be, like Rodney said, when he stops you, hey, pay attention. Amen. I appreciate the lesson. I appreciate Rodney and all he does, and him and Miss Bond. Miss Bond fixed the flower up here. It's pretty, ain't it? She always does that. And I appreciate them. And they give a lot of money and buy a lot of things and do a lot of things for those kids. And I appreciate them. They've been doing that for over 20 years, probably 30 years, long time. And I appreciate them. Let's all stand. Miss Nancy, come on. I don't know if you need to come tonight to pray. You may want to come down and pray for some of our sick folk, or maybe you have a need. Whatever your need is tonight, I always like to give you an invitation, give you a chance, maybe have a prayer, something you want to pray about. Or I'm glad we have a God we can go to. Amen. I think that's good. I do appreciate you being here. Don't forget to pray for all of our sick and shut-ins. Pray for all those. And then we have the winter, formal, whatever that is. Saturday night starts at 6, so looking forward to that. Girls play ball Friday night at 5:30 at our gym. They're in tournaments, and the boys are playing in tournaments Saturday, early. What time y'all play Saturday, Ronnie? Do you know? 10:30 down at Thomasville. So a lot of stuff going on around the world. Amen. Pray for the service this Sunday. Looking forward to what the Lord's going to do in His house. Appreciate you being here tonight. Amen. And it's real good. I always enjoy hearing Brother Rodney. Monday night we had a wonderful time in Bible college Monday night. It was just good, and it's just good to get over there and fellowship and talk and just have a good time. And I encourage you, if you get a chance, come out and just sit in sometime and just see kind of what's about. It's always good. All right, anything else we need to mention? Sam has candy for all the kids. March 20th, King's Kids starts back. And so mark your calendar. All right. Anything else? All right, Brother Fred, you want to dismiss us?